Greetings, relatives. Thank you so much for joining this Mindful Moment Monday. I'll be posting this video on YouTube. I appreciate all those who are watching, and feel free to watch this again at your own convenience. My name's Erin Dixon. I'm a yoga practitioner, as well as many other certifications, but we'll just focus on the yoga today. So today I'm inviting you all to practice with me some head and neck yoga. And the reason being that I'm selecting this specific practice, and it's very fitting that it's on the 1st of December. And also very fitting that the reason why I chose is because right now the moon is settling in Aries, which is the very first sign of the zodiac. And to give you an idea of why I chose today to do head and neck yoga is because Aries is actually the beginning of the zodiac, like I mentioned. And also it represents the head of the cosmic person. So the cosmic body up in the stars in the celestial space. Aries represents the space of the mind, the head, the neck, and also that's including the teeth, the jaw, and also any parts of the body that has to do with processing up in the head space. So there's going to be a few things that I'm going to share today that are going to be related to helping with combat things like impulsiveness, being headstrong, and being critical of other people's opinions. Because when we have an imbalanced Aries space or an imbalanced space in the cosmic head, what happens is that those things can actually become predominant in our behaviors and the way we respond to people. So some of the practices today are going to be focused on balancing that out. So this is also incorporating the practice of Raja Yoga, which is connecting the physical earthly body with the cosmic body, which is kind of playing with a little bit of astrology as well. So today's practices, I'm going to be doing some movement. So we'll be doing some head asanas, which are very simple. I'm sure these are things that you have done on your own, some things that have come to you intuitively. And then also I'm going to share with you a japa, which is a repetitive phrase that you can use to help balance the space in your mind, as well as with the ruling planet of Aries, which is Mars. So when we think about Mars, we think of heat, we think of red, we think of masculine. So if you can imagine, if you have that energy imbalanced with the moon energies in your body, which is linked right now with Aries, is that it can be very much related to having anger outbursts, being physically sort of clenched and like physically rigid. So these are going to be some practices to help with that. So with all of that sort of being introduced, there's a couple things that we'll start off with, which is going to be just a very simple asana movements. And this you can do, like I said, you probably already had this intuitively come to you and you're feeling tension in the neck, tension in the shoulders, or tension in the jaw as well. We'll start off with some very simple movements. One of the japas that are associated with clearing the space of the power of Mars, which is connected to the solar plexus. The Sanskrit term is Manipurna, which means jewel of the city, and that is located right in the belly button region. So it's the area right where the furnace of the body is, where we emanate our heat. And the japa is going to be very simple. It's Om Ram, like R-U-M, but it's spelled R-A-M. So Ram, if you think of Aries, it is the head, which is the ram head. So if you associate that, that actually connects to the space of the Manipurna, which sounds kind of a little bit counterproductive. But as we know, that very much the gut is a very intelligent system in the body and actually has its own neural pathways, very equivalent to how intricate the actual human brain is. So a lot of times people talk about my gut is telling me I had this feeling in my gut. That's because that's the place of where intuition arises. It arises from the jewel of the city, which is the place that is within the belly in the solar plexus region. So it's also referred to as the house of fire, and also knowing that I had mentioned earlier that Aries is ruled by a Mars planet, and Mars planet is also referred to as like the fiery planet. It also has a lot of masculine energy. So that's why I wanted to share today, to be able to use the cooling energies of the moon in this practice to be able to help with balancing out that fire and that furnace that happens. So like if you can recall like times when you've become flustered, usually the heat is from the head and you can feel like this rising in heat from behind the belly button. And that's that connection with the brain and the gut. So if you think of it in terms like that, it's also you can get very scientific on that, but I'm just going to stick to what it is that I know, and that's easy to teach and share with all of you. So the japa we're going to use is going to be Om Ram, Om Ram. And as you do that, you'll see that you can feel the vibrations in the mind space, which is very interesting. So, but that's going to be how you can balance out that heat in the Manipurna, which is the solar plexus region. And we're going to couple that with a little bit of yoga asanas, and we're also going to couple that with a pranayama practice, which today's pranayama practice is going to be Kapal Bhati Kriya, which translates from Sanskrit to, in English, it means skull, shining skull. So this is going to be a shining skull pranayama, and this is going to be using the breath to move energy out of that space of overthinking, which when we get too much of the heat of the sun, of the Surya, the heat happening in our mind space when it comes to like the cosmic body, when we have that imbalance, what happens is that we tend to be impulsive. So when we get that gut feeling, we equate that to having something bad's about to happen. So if you ever have that feeling of getting like an intuitive gut feeling, and then you just automatically think that something's bad's going to happen, that could be an indication that there is an imbalance of the sun and moon energy within the space of your cosmic head, which is the Aries energy. So we're going to do a practice of Kapal Bhati Kriya, shining skull pranayama, and we're going to also couple that with the japa that I just shared, and we're also going to do a little bit of movement. So we'll start off with the movement first, and as we're doing this, I encourage you to silently repeat that japa. So Om Ram. Imagine that as you're using and moving your head and neck. So we're going to do some very simple yoga asanas for the head and neck. So I just invite you to be safe at your practice, and please don't do this while you're driving, or if you have your attention somewhere else. Feel free to always come back to this video when you have more time, space, and it's more of a comfortable and safe space for you to practice. So wherever you are, if you're sitting in a chair or if you're standing, you can certainly just find a good solid footing. I like to stand with my feet hip width apart. And I'm going to go ahead and remove my glasses just to allow the energy to flow freely. And from this point, we're going to just start off very simple. So from here, what we'll do is we're going to take our gaze, and you're going to gaze right parallel with the right shoulder, and just allow your chin to become parallel with your right shoulder. And just hold for 2 breaths here. 1, 2. Slowly come back to center. We're going to swap it out for the left side. So bring the chin over parallel with the left shoulder. Taking your time to breathe in 2 breath cycles here. 1, 2. Slowly bring your chin back to center. And then from here, we're going to drop the chin to the chest, elongating the back of the neck, slowly and very gently. And here, we're going to take those 2 breath cycles again. 1, 2. Just drawing the chin down to the chest, allowing that back of the neck to relax. Bring your chin back to center. And from here, we're going to drop the chin up towards the ceiling and let the back of the neck rest. And we're going to do the 2 breath cycles again. So when you're ready, bring the chin up, dropping the neck back, elongating the front of the throat here. Breathing in 1, 2, slowly bring your chin back up, back to center. And here what we're going to do is we're going to allow our ear to drop to our shoulder, to our right shoulder. So we're going to do that. Go ahead and let your ear drop to your right shoulder. And this is going to be stretching out the left side of the neck. And here we'll take 2 nice deep breaths together. 1, 2, and very slowly and very kindly bring yourself back up to center. And with the exhale, we're going to drop our left ear to our left shoulder, elongating the right side of the neck. Very gently, not forcing, just letting yourself relax. And we're going to take 2 deep breaths here. 1, 2, and very slowly, very kindly, bring your chin back up to center again. And this time we're going to do the very nice neck roll, and we'll do 4 of these neck rolls together, and we're going to incorporate the breath as well. So be mindful of your breath and move gently with this as well. Don't be as gentle as you can with yourself, because this is a very sensitive space, the neck. And as you drop your head back, allow your jaw to open. So don't just let your jaw be loose with the movement. So take some breaths, and with a nice inhale, we're going to drop our head back. Breathing in, letting the jaw drop. Exhaling out. Inhaling in. Relaxing the jaw. Exhaling out. Again, don't wrench your neck. Just let your head weight do the work. This is 3, and the last one, 4. Breathing in. Bringing the jaw back again to center. Exhaling out your breath. Dropping the head back as you inhale. Go in the opposite direction now. Exhaling with that front roll. Inhaling in, looking up, letting the jaw drop. That's 2. Inhaling in, letting the jaw relax. Letting the head do the work with this weight. No need to strain, no need to push. And the last rotation in. Bring yourself back again to center. Very simple movements, very simple movements. And then from here, what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of jaw work as well. And know that if you don't feel comfortable doing this in public, because it's going to look a little bit silly, but you can certainly find a space where you don't have to feel self-conscious about this. But what we're going to do is just allow yourself to close your eyes. And we're going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose and then release. Similar to the lion's roar, you're releasing out that heat. So when you open your jaw, you let your tongue out and you just let the jaw relax. So in breath. And it's going to be an audible exhale. Again, in through the nose. Dropping the jaw fully open wide. Last one here. Bring yourself back to center here. And if you feel called to, feel free to move your head or neck how it feels comfortable for you after that small warm-up. Remember to be gentle with yourself in this moment. It's not about pulling, straining. It's just allowing the head to do its work just with the weight of it. And as you drop your head back, let your jaw relax. All right, now that we have some asanas in, the headspace is nice and clear and open and a little bit warmed up, what we're going to do is we're going to do our Kapalbhati Kriya, which is the shining skull pranayama. And this is going to be best practice with a straight spine. I'm going to go ahead and do it standing. And also if you feel like you may have some issues with being lightheaded, or if you have some respiratory issues, it's highly recommended to sit while you do this and just keep a very straight spine. And also knowing that you're going to breathe in and out through the nostril area. And also to sort of elevate this as well, it would be, it's recommended to triangulate the breath when you're breathing in through the nose, which is drawing that breath up right here in between the eyebrow. Because what we're going to do is going to be rapid breathing. And we're going to only do, let's do 5 together, and then you can gradually increase depending on how much you feel you need it. But it's always good to start small, taking small bites rather than taking the whole enchilada, if you will. So take some nice, get yourself in a space where you're comfortable. And also it's recommended, if you want to pause the video, take a moment, or just take a moment right now where you can clear out your nasal passage, because it's going to help afterwards. So you might want to keep some tissue by your side as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with just a little bit of awareness breath, because where we're going to be using this force and where we're going to be exerting it from the body is going to be in that solar plexus region. So right behind the belly button. And that's where we're going to breathe in, and we're going to keep that space relaxed, the manipurna. And then as we breathe out, we're going to contract that part of the belly, and we're going to pull the belly button to the back of the spine. So just go ahead and take some breaths now, in through the nose, and then flexing that ab muscle, pushing the belly button to the back of the spine. Breathing in again, keeping the belly soft, and then force contracting the belly. So in this moment, what we're going to do is going to go ahead and start with the breath. So it's going to be in through the nose. And remember, we're going to try and incorporate that movement up to the top of the nose here, where we're going to triangulate the breath through the nose up to the center brow. And then from there, we're going to force out in 3 breaths. So it's going to be And at the same time, I'm pushing my belly button to the back of my spine when I'm exhaling. So in through the nose, hold for a moment, and then exhale in 3 sharp breaths. And again, keep that Kleenex nearby. So we'll try again. We'll do 5 together. So this is the first round. Up to as far as you can go, keeping that belly relaxed, and then contract the belly in 3. Two. We're going to do one more. Third round. Fourth breath. And the last breath here. And relax and letting the natural breath return. Feeling that contraction in the belly, feeling the power come up. And in this moment, we're going to close out with the mantra or with the Japa that I taught you. Breathing in, triangulating that breath. Om Ram. Om Ram. Om Ram. Om Ram. Om Ram. Bringing the hands to the prayer mudra, to the front of the chest, and just breathe here for a moment. Letting your natural breath return. Closing out in this moment, sending gratitude to our star helpers, sending gratitude to the moon and the sun within the body and without the body. I'll close us out here with the chanting of the Sanskrit term peace, evoking that within your cosmic body and within your earthly body. Shanti. Shanti. Namaste. Ahihat. Thank you for joining me. I hope this will be a helpful practice for you, and allow yourself to take this with you, teach it, use it, and hopefully this will carry you through the week in a good way. Thank you so much, my relatives, for joining me. Appreciate you investing your time in watching this video. You have a wonderful week. Bye.